Review your self-defense falling from your Mudo curriculum guide and Mudo DVD, including the front fall, the back fall, the side fall, and the forward roll. PyungHwa Self-Defense. Chidit! Gunye! Grappling position. Each partner will get into a low right fighting stance with his left hand grabbing his partner's upper arm and his right hand grabbing his partner's shoulder. PyungHwa Self-Defense. Number 1. Push with the right hand and pull with the left hand to break your partner's balance. Step your right foot behind your partner's right foot, placing the back of your knee behind the back of his knee. As you straighten your knee and place your heel on the floor, you will bend his knee, further breaking his balance. Twist your hips to the left and gently lower your partner to the floor. Place your right knee on his ribs and your left knee on his face. Place your left palm on the back of his right hand and push it toward his chest. And apply a wrist lock until he taps out. Return to fighting position and key up. Now at live speed. Number 1, counter. Before the wrist lock can be applied, hook your left leg over your partner's head as you place your right knee against his ribs. Pin his arm against your body. Push with your legs, gently taking him to the ground. Slowly sit back and extend his arm over your right inner thigh until he taps out. Return to fighting position and key up. Now at live speed. PyungHwa Self-Defense. Number 2. Push upward to raise your partner's center of gravity. Place your left foot behind your partner's right knee and gently step downward, taking him to the ground. Grasp his uniform and firmly execute a T-choke. Duck your head close to his body to protect yourself against his punches and choke until he taps out. Return to fighting position and key up. Now at live speed. Number 2, counter. Before the choke can be applied, reach through your partner's crossed arms to block his choke and grasp the back of his uniform. As he drops his weight to apply the choke, use his downward motion to roll him off of you and gently apply the T-choke to him. Return to fighting position and key up. Now at live speed. PyungHwa Self-Defense. Number 3. Break your partner's balance. Step your right foot behind your partner's right ankle. Twist your hips to the left and gently lower your partner to the floor on his back. Keeping control of his right hand, step your left leg over your partner's head and gently sit down with your right instep against his ribs. Pin his arm to your body and gently lean back, extending his right elbow over your right inner thigh until he taps out. Return to fighting position and key up. Now at live speed. Number 3, counter. As your partner steps behind your ankle, immediately sit down on your right hip, place your right thigh behind his ankle, wrap your right arm around his right leg, and place your left foot into his ribs. Push with your left foot, sending him to the floor on his back. Apply pressure with the inside bone of your forearm to his calf muscle until he taps out. Return to fighting position and key up. Now at live speed. PyungHwa Self-Defense. Number 4. Break your partner's balance. Step your right foot behind your partner's hips and hip throw your partner by hooking your right arm around his ribs. In a side mount position, cross your hands and reach behind each side of his neck. Grab his uniform and slowly apply an X choke. Keep your face pressed close to his body to protect yourself from his punches until he taps out. Return to fighting position and key up. Now at live speed. Number 4, counter. Before the choke can be applied, hook your left leg over your partner's head as you place your right knee against his ribs, pinning his arm against your body. Push with your legs, gently taking him to the ground. Slowly sit back and extend his arm. In this case, your partner strongly resists the arm bar, so go with his force by placing your palm on the back of his hand and gently pressing his hand toward his elbow until he taps out. Return to fighting position and key up. Now at live speed. PyungHwa Self-Defense, number 5. Break your partner's balance and fully wrap your left arm around his right arm, pinning his hand in your armpit as you step your right foot behind his right foot. Twist your hips to the left and gently lower your partner to the floor. Move your left forearm behind his elbow, grasp your own right wrist, and then place your right hand on his right shoulder. Lean back until your partner taps out. Return to fighting stance and key up. Now at live speed. Number 5, counter. As you feel your arm being wrapped, reach across with your left hand and grasp your right hand in your left. Pull your hands toward you, bending your partner's shoulder. When you land on your back, hook your left leg around your partner's neck and secure a leg choke by putting your right ankle in front of your left and squeezing your left leg. If your partner's arm becomes straight, simply secure it in position against your chest and slowly sit up until he taps out because of elbow pain. If your partner's arm becomes bent, simply pull your hands toward your chest as you sit up and he taps out because of shoulder pain. Now at live speed. Be very careful because this armbar makes it hard for your partner to use his hands to tap out. PyungHwa Self-Defense, number 6. Raise your partner's center of gravity. Shoot in to tackle your partner by wrapping your arms around his knees and pushing against his waist with your shoulder. Gently take him to the ground as you stay standing between his legs. Wrap one arm around his leg and place your opposite foot against his inner thigh, securing a standing leg bar. Gently apply pressure with the heel until he taps. Then, tighten your grip on your partner's leg and slowly lean back until he taps out. Return to fighting stance and key up. Now, at live speed. Number 6, counter. As your partner shoots in, step one leg back and drop both arms in front of his shoulders. Wrap one arm around his neck and then grab that same wrist with your other hand. Stand up and lean back to secure a guillotine choke and gently apply pressure until he taps out. Return to fighting stance and key up. Now at live speed. PyungHwa Self-Defense, number 7. Raise your partner's center of gravity, drop your shoulder, and tackle your partner by wrapping your arms around his one knee, pushing against his waist with your shoulder. Gently take him to the ground, wrap one arm around his lower leg, and step across his body, rolling him onto his stomach. Maintain the ankle lock and sit down on his hips, gently leaning back until he taps out because of hip or ankle pain. Alternately, you can apply pressure to his calf muscle with your knee for more intense pain. Return to fighting stance and key up. Now at live speed. Number 7, counter. Sidestep as your partner shoots and block his arm as you slide around behind him. Reach one arm around his neck and execute a rear choke using the crook of your elbow against his esophagus and wrapping that same hand around your opposite bicep. Gently apply pressure until he taps out. Return to fighting stance and key up. Now at live speed. PyungHwa Self-Defense, number 8. Reach your left arm up behind that shoulder and around the front of his throat. He will naturally try to spin out, but you can help him spin by using his belt. Grab your left wrist in your right hand to apply a guillotine choke, and gently stand up and lean back until he taps out. Return to fighting stance and key up. Now at live speed. Number 8, counter. As your partner attempts to reach around in front of your throat, grab his shoulder with your right hand and place your left hand against the back of his palm. Bend at the waist to break his balance and apply pressure to the wrist with your left hand, either controlling him with the wrist lock or taking him all the way to the ground. Return to fighting stance and key up. Now at live speed. PyungHwa Self-Defense, number 9. Raise his center of gravity, then forcefully step your right leg between his legs and behind his left leg. Gently push him to the ground and follow him to land in a full mount position. Cross your hands and reach behind each side of his neck, grab his uniform, and execute an X choke. Keep your face pressed close to his body to protect yourself from his punches, and apply pressure until he taps out. Return to fighting stance and key up. Now at live speed. Number 9, counter. Before your partner chokes, grab his opposite collar with one hand. When he ducks his head, reach around the back of his neck with the other hand and feed the collar from one hand to the other, creating a collar choke. Pull against the collar, causing him to roll off you on his back. Move into the side mount position and continue applying pressure until he taps out. Return to fighting stance and key up. Now at live speed. PyungHwa Self-Defense, number 10. Cross your hands and reach behind each side of your partner's neck. Place one foot against his hip and slowly sit backwards while applying pressure with your foot to his hip. Sweep your other foot against his ankle, rolling him onto his back. If you maintain your grip, the momentum of the fall should leave you in a T-choke. Move to the side mount position and continue applying pressure until he taps out. Return to fighting stance and key up. Now at live speed. Number 10, counter. As your partner raises his leg, wrap your arm around his lower leg and step behind his support leg to gently take him to the ground. Place your opposite foot against his inner thigh, securing a standing leg bar. Gently apply pressure with the heel. Slowly lean back until he taps out. Return to fighting stance and key up. Now at live speed. Finish practice, showing your partner respect. Chiriut, kunye. Move up. Review the styles of self-defense from your curriculum guide and from the Mudo DVD.